Today on TV Box Stop, taking the spin, is a new TV box from the sellers of the Acemax line of media streaming devices. This is their latest release, and they are trying something new and innovative and thinking outside the box. Presenting, the MXQ Cube 4K TV box by Acemax, featuring far-field voice control, built-in speaker, and built-in microphone. As with any new TV box sporting new features, let's keep an open mind and see what this box can do, and we will decide if these new features are useful as well as applicable in today's TV box industry. Stay tuned, you have a full review after the break. Welcome back. This is the box it comes in. And from the looks of it, it appears to be running on a certified version of Android TV operating system, which would explain the new features included in this box. The box is well labeled, but they haven't included any hardware specs on the outside. So I will do a quick unboxing and return to the specs during the system and hardware information segment. So in the box you have the usual stuff. You have the MXQ TV box itself. You get a remote with a voice commands button and an air mouse button. But from just looking at it I can't decipher if this is an infrared remote or a Bluetooth remote, and I will have to confirm that for you in a second. You get a standard HDMI cable. A 5 volts 2 amps power adapter. And a quick setup guide. The design of the MXQ Cube is a bit different to facilitate its new features. The body is made of plastic, with a pair of dual far-field microphones, and the MXQ logo printed to the top. To the rear of the box, you have one HDMI port, one Ethernet LAN port, one microSD TF card reader, and your DC power input jack. To one side, you have two USB 2.0 ports and a reset button. It's blank on the other side. To the front, you have a pair of LED indicators. And below the box you have elevated rubber legs, and the grill for the built-in speaker. I will now set this up on my 4K TV and capture card and continue. So I'm all set and ready to go. As I boot up for the first time, you have an M-Box startup animation followed by Android TV's startup wizard. Once completed, you are taken to the launcher. So this is the launcher, and I can safely confirm that the box is running Android TV operating system, and that the included remote is not an AirMouse remote or a voice remote. I will explain how the remote works in a moment. So the launcher has all the features of Android TV with the exception of Chromecast, which indicates that the box is not running on a fully certified version of Android TV, which will be discussed in the DRM information. Because this is Android TV, you do not have a navigation bar or status bar for easy navigation or multitasking. But that can be easily fixed with the Menu Button app and the Snowball app. By installing these two apps successfully, it also indicates to me that the box is rooted, because the Snowball app needs root access. I will check that in a moment. For instructions on how to install and set up these two apps, see the links in the description area. On this launcher under Droid settings you have the following options. 4K resolution up to 2160p at 60 Hz. HDR display options. Screen rotation options, but they don't seem to do anything when you switch between options. Audio settings, with the option to select the audio output medium. and HDMI CEC control options. This launcher has some of the digital audio settings automatically activated, unlike recent boxes that have options to turn them on or off. In this section, you also have a switch to turn the external speaker on or off. I will test for Dolby audio and DTS audio options later in the video, along with the external speaker test. In the apps section, I have already installed some of my own apps, but out of the box all you get is the Google Play Store, YouTube, Movie Player, Netflix, and DRM information. I will now install the rest of my apps needed for this review. So I have installed all my apps, and to begin testing its features and capabilities I will first check to see if alternative launchers can work on this box. I installed the ADW Launcher 2 and it works with drag and drop features and pop-up app menus. Screen rotation does not work on this box as indicated earlier. I will now check the root access information. It shows that the box is rooted, running on Android 7 Nougat operating system. Having root access on your TV box is usually a good thing for installing any app you want. However, it debars you from having the required DRM support for Netflix to play in HD and 4K quality. There is also no root switch, so please don't try to update the Super User app as it will put your box into a permanent boot loop that can only be fixed by a flash of the firmware. It also voids your warranty. And now a look at its DRM information. It shows that it has Google Widevine Level 1 and no HDCP protection. This means that Netflix and Amazon Prime Video will only show in standard 480p quality. It will require this box and any other box to be not rooted, running on a certified version of Android TV OS, along with Google Widevine Level 1 with HDCP protection for the box to have the digital rights to show premium streaming services like Netflix in HD and 4K quality. Let's look at its system and hardware information. The manufacturer of this box is Amlogic, and the model is the S10X. It comes with 2 GB of DDR3 RAM, and 16 GB of internal storage, from which this is the remainder. The Bluetooth version is 4.0, indicated by the 4+, and I will connect a device to this later in the video. The CPU is the quad-core ARM Cortex-A53 CPU running up to 1.5 GHz in 32-bit mode. The CPU is the Amlogic S905X, and it is configured with 32-bit ABIs. The display is powered by the ARM Mali 450MP processor, with a refresh rate of 60 Hz and OpenGLES version 2.0, which is not the best option for gaming. Under network, it shows that the box has dual-band 2.4 and 5 GHz Wi-Fi support. Under Android information, it shows that the box is running on Android 7 Nougat operating system, and it also shows that the box is rooted. Under thermal information, it shows that the box runs around 70 degrees Celsius under normal operation, and we will monitor to see how high it increases during treaty gaming. The box comes with codecs for playing 4K videos, and I will test its Dolby features in a moment. And that's it for system and hardware information, and let's see how it does in the benchmark segment and where it fits on the rankings chart. First, I show the results of the RAM copy speed and the internal storage read and write speed. The results show that the MXQ Cube has a RAM copy speed of 2204 MB per second. The internal storage has a read speed of 64 MB per second and a write speed of 43. This is a lower score, compared to the recent line of S905X2 boxes. Next, I have the results of the Wi-Fi and LAN speed test. The results again are exactly the same as the results in my last video, where on my 60 MB package, the MXQ Cube has maximum download speed only on the 5 GHz band. The 2.4 band fell slightly below the maximum speed by 20%. And the LAN port fell even further by 68%. This means that you have 100 megabits per second bandwidth on the LAN port, resulting in low speeds. I now show the results of the Antutu benchmark, the score that I used to reference boxes on my chart. I couldn't get the MXQ Cube to run Antutu version 7, because it only has OpenGLES 2.0, so I had to run Antutu version 6 instead. In the end, the box got a score of 23,271. And this is a very low score compared to recent boxes, and we will see how it places on my chart. The CPU benchmark shows that the box got a Geekbench 4 score of 612 single-core, and 1,453 multi-core. Another average score by the MXQ Cube, and its score is lower compared to recent boxes in the S905X2 line. The final score is the Ice Storm Extreme only, because the slingshot test does not apply to this box. The MXQ Cube got an Ice Storm Extreme score of 1,683. This is a low score, and it means that the Cube is not meant for gaming. So that's it for the benchmarks, and let's see how it placed on my chart. So after entering the scores, the MXQ Cube ranked at position number 31 on the chart in reference to Antutu benchmark scores, and this places it to the bottom of my list. So I will run it through some other tests to see if it can surprise us in any way. This chart is available on my website in full spreadsheet format, where you can interact with it and compare values. I placed a link in the description area. So to start this final segment, I will focus on the selling point of this box, which is the far-field voice control, Google Assistant, and the built-in speaker. To start with the far-field voice control, it's supposed to work together with Google Assistant with voice activation and voice commands to control not only the box, but any smart device connected to the box like smart lights, etc. However, it appears that this feature is not working as it should. The far-field feature is supposed to work similar to Amazon's Alexa and Siri, with no buttons to press, and it is activated using a call sign like "Hey Google, what's the latest news?" or "Alexa, what is the weather?" But the far-field feature works by pressing the mic button on the remote to activate the Google Assistant feature. The Google Assistant feature is working as it should, using the included built-in mics from an average distance of 12 to 15 feet, but that is given that you have line of sight with the infrared remote to activate Google Assistant. If not, then it's no good. So my conclusion is this is not far-field voice control, it's actually using the built-in mics instead of a voice remote, because it doesn't activate with a call sign. I will now do a quick demonstration. Open YouTube. Close YouTube. What's the latest news? The best Android TV box for 2019. Next, I turn to Netflix and its streaming features. The version of Netflix pre-installed from the Google Play Store does not work, and it doesn't have the required DRM support. It has Google Widevine Level 1, but no HDCP protection. More than that, the box is rooted, so from the start it couldn't have worked out of the box. So the only way to watch Netflix on this box is in standard quality from an alternative app store. I will now play some 4K video samples. so the samples played really well without issues. Let's now listen to the sound quality of the included speaker. The sound from the internal speaker is very loud, but I don't know where and how this speaker would apply. The MXQ Cube is running Android TV OS, so by default it comes with the Android TV version of YouTube, so just to demonstrate its functionality, I will play a 4K video sample. I will now test to see if it has Dolby audio and DTS features.
Juries, executioners, judges.
Welcome to the inside of your head.
So from this test, it shows that the box has Dolby audio and DTS surround sound output capability. I also tested my 2 TB external hard drive and the box was able to detect it. I also converted the entire drive to shared internal storage. The graphics benchmark scores showed that the box has low graphics performance, so for the last demonstration I will play one game for viewing purposes only. In summary, the MXQ Cube is a budget TV box running on old outdated hardware that has a few unique features. But even though they are unique, they were not implemented the right way, and may be of no use to the average user. It may be of use to someone, but I don't see how they are of use to me. Some of the things I like about this box is that the box is rooted, it plays 4K videos really well, YouTube plays in 4K quality, Kodi and Streaming apps work okay, and it has Dolby audio and DTS audio output. What I don't like about this box is that Google is not fully certified and Netflix has to be sideloaded for it to work, but only in standard quality. The box's interface is sluggish at times. Most of your apps like streaming apps have to be sideloaded. The 2.4 GHz band and the LAN port has slow bandwidth speeds. It is running on Android 7 on outdated hardware. The gaming performance is poor, and the box overheats because there are no ventilation holes. I have come to the end of my review. Today's TV box didn't do so well, but if you are still interested in this box because of the additional features, then see the link in the description area. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, give it the thumbs up. If you know someone who is looking for a TV box with these features, then share it with them, and don't forget to click the subscribe button and the notifications bell to be notified of my next video or giveaway, and see you in the next one.